Today's the month of October and we're doing a little walkthrough of the garden, showing you what's going on different for this fall. I'm rocking my pink, as I said before, my short for breast cancer awareness. So first thing we have here is our little Mini 400 electric fence that we have here. So we're gonna go ahead and disengage that. You can see a whole lot of changes from what I had last time in the spring walkthrough. Our pergola here, along with the deck. That's my Father's Day gift there from my son, the 2 rocking chairs. I had to go ahead and finish that up once he brought those rocking chairs to kind of just make it all make sense. So right here you'll see I have some Brussels sprouts planted. Right here we have some sugar magnolias coming up. Under the boards here I have some carrots, and I just put them down 2 days ago, so I'll leave those boards over the carrots for the next 2 weeks. Right here we have some romaine lettuce. And between the romaine lettuce, I have some more planted, so I'll let those come up. Between the royal burgundy beans here, I have some giant radish. So as the burgundy beans start to die off, we'll let them go down as ground cover, and then those radish will come up, and we have about 30 days for those. So we'll move on here. Right here we got our Georgia collards, and everybody know about those Georgia collards, and these have been in all year. So we've had a head start on the fall weather. So these will be Thanksgiving. Swiss chard coming up in the middle there. We'll keep it moving down this way. Right here we got several different broccolis going. I have some green magic here, Calabrese sprouting broccoli in the middle. And over here on the end we have some sun broccoli. And the sun broccoli are the tallest because they've been out here the longest. I know they do very well with the heat, but I want to see just how well they do going into the winter. Again, that's the Sun King broccoli, that's the Calabrese, and that's the Blue Magic. And here we still have some okra going on. Red burgundy okra. That's the Clemson spineless, some more red burgundy. You can see where I love interplanting. So down here we have some spinach coming up. There'll be some more spinach coming up under that because that's all seeded. I took some of my seedlings and put those out. Right here we have some more red burgundy, some more Clemson spineless here, some more spinach coming up in the bottom down there. So I like to keep the garden transitioning. I don't like to do one season to the next. Everything is about transitioning the same way it does in nature. Nature doesn't stop, pull everything up and then put everything down. Spinach does not like heat, so what I do is use the heat lovers. They'll protect the spinach, and when the spinach is ready to come up, I can take the okra out and then allow the spinach to take over the bed. Right here we have our brown turkey fig, and if you remember back in spring, the winter had knocked it back, but it came back pretty well, and we even have some figs on this thing. So she's doing pretty well. That's brown turkey there. Right here we have some more purple hull peas. Now, a lot of people keep asking me, like, why are you planting peas or beans during the fall? Well, this is why. You still can get another harvest out of those beans. All you got to know is what the time for harvest is. And on the purple hull peas, the time for harvest is anywhere from 45 to 60 days. And look how beautiful these plants are. We have some sweetie cherry tomatoes still going. I'm not going to pull them out until they're ready to come out, and that means when they're no longer producing. And I got a set of sweetie tomatoes here as well. I'll drop some of the tomatoes down there and let them self-seed. So we'll come over here. We got some more beans going on, and these are black beans. And these are some dark Detroit beets that I have mixed in between them. And you'll notice those beets look very much like Swiss chard. It's the month of October, and we still have cucumbers going. And we're gonna let the cucumbers go until they sputter out on us. We're gonna take you around on this side here. Black beans, and you'll see they're starting to flower. So we're gonna get a harvest out of these, as well as some Sugar Daddy snap peas in the back. So those are just coming up. And right here is my favorite. And y'all hear me talk about this all the time. Look how beautiful this plant is. This is my black cherries. And this thing will keep producing all the way up until the frost, well into the frost. Now right here, we have one of my wife's favorites, and these are our golden raspberries. And these things are super sweet. And you'll see right here where I have one of the little tomato cages that one of my neighbors gave me, and I just multi-purpose with it. And let the yellow raspberries drape over it. I think it adds a little extra flavor to it. But we have some more Brussels sprouts growing here. I'll be planting in the next few days some broccoli going down the center. As these string beans start to go out for the winter, then the broccoli will start to come up. We're going to get a harvest out of these. And this is the month of October and we're still growing beans. We're not causing anything to quit around here. Everything is transitioning. And right here you'll see where my sweet potatoes have made a comeback from when the deer got them a couple of times. But it's nice and full. We have some more Brussels sprouts coming up here. We have some Brussels sprouts on this end and more string beans. And here go my babies again, those black cherries. I'm gonna do a chop and drop with the string beans, and as the broccoli is in here, they'll feed off of the string beans as they start to break down over the course of the winter. We have some beautiful dark opal basil still going, and they're going to seed. I've been collecting the seeds off of this as well as the leaves. That basil tea along with some ginger, that's amazing. And I have ginger going throughout the garden. And then we'll take you over into this bed. We have some more dark opal basil here. Red acre cabbage coming up. Right there, right there. Garlic, that's already coming up. And that garlic is mostly for pest pressure. Right here we have some dinosaur kale. Got 2 of those in this bed. As well as what we have right here. It's just a whole mix of things. Like I said, I allow the garden to transition. I don't want to cut from one thing going to the next. Asparagus beans, some people call them yard-long beans, as well as Orient Wonder beans. And I've heard a lot of people say that these are the same, and they are not. The asparagus beans, which are the darker ones, are actually smaller and lighter in color if you open up the pods. And the Orient Wonders are larger and darker in color if you open up the pods. This is Tigerlandia ginger here. And I have some more ginger right here, and we got to rub the Buddha. We cannot come out in the garden and not rub the Buddha. So again, we got some ginger here. And look at it, it's just spread everywhere down here. And that ginger loves nitrogen. So don't be mistaken. The more of these shoots you see come out, the larger that ginger rhizome is going to be. And we basically got the identical bed as it is on the other side. Asparagus beans growing up, as well as the Orient Wonders. We have a dinosaur kale here, another dinosaur kale there. We have red acre cabbage here, another red acre cabbage there. We have some dark Detroit beets coming up, and I'll thin those out and take some more to the other side once they get up. The red Russian kale, and you can see it's doing a lot better than that other bed because this gets less sunlight. And if you look down up in the middle of here, you'll see some Sugar Daddy snap peas coming up. Everything is about transitioning. We don't stop because we go from spring to summer, summer to fall, fall to winter. I allow everything to transition. And these plants here are beautiful. And you could tell the difference again when we talk about microclimates, why these are doing so much better than those over here. We have the sun coming in from that direction, so all of these get that afternoon shade. And here we have a Hello Darling blueberry bush. And if you come up on this, you'll see we're about to get more berries. And that's because of the way that I'm growing these. 33% compost, 33% mini pine bark nuggets, and 33% peat moss. If you want to see how I planted these, go and check out my video, how to plant blueberry bushes at home. And it's going to show you the details of how I planted these bushes. The Sweetheart is blooming also. And the Sweetheart thus far has been my biggest berries. And you're getting those fall colors starting to come in. I'll fertilize for the last time this week, a very light fertilization to take them through the winter. And right here, you have a Northland. And this baby is ahead of everybody. Look at that, you see the berries coming in. Every one of my blueberry bushes are gonna fruit twice a year. And again, this is a Northland. Now the pink lemonade, as well as my other bushes, got knocked back during that frost coming out of winter last year, but all of them are doing well. Now this, you have to go back and look at that last video that I did on my blueberry bushes. This bush has only been in for 4 months. This is the same bush that you saw me on film putting the X into the root ball, and this baby is flowering. And what I'm gonna do is, we're gonna take those off because we don't want them flowering this year. Every time I see a flower on one of these bushes that I put in this year, I'm gonna go in and remove them. We have a Bless Your Heart blueberry bush. You see the difference in the color. where you have the dark green in the bottom, and then it turns to the light green. All of that's new growth. This row of plants have only been in for 4 months, and look at how thick they are. Now here we have another Hello Darling. We had the deer get a hold of this one, but this is another Bless Your Heart. And you can see the berries on this one, but this is what we're gonna do to it. So if they start to produce those flowers, I just remove them off. These are my dwarf Orinoco's. So I'm gonna be separating these before we go into the winter, and they'll be planted in different areas of the garden, but I will be taking this one in and that one in. Takes about 14 to 16 months to get fruit out of them. We're gonna baby these for the winter. We have another brown turkey fig. I'm not really looking for it to put off a whole lot, so I'm expecting to get something off of them next year. I have some geraniums here, some white yarrow, as well as some burgundy yarrow. And the ladybugs love the yarrow as well as the dill, so I'll be planting a lot more dill in the garden next year to go along with the yarrow. And right here I have all my peppers still going, and the peppers love these temperatures right down in the 80s. These are what I call candy apples, but they're actually called hot cherries. They grow upside down. Look how beautiful that is. And right here we have some long cayennes. Over here we have a habanero. And look at all the flowers on that, and she's still producing. And then if you go down inside, I'm interplanting as well. You always hear me talk about interplanting. There's some sugar magnolias going on here, all the way around. So all I gotta do now is just go in and add my string to give them something to climb up on, and we'll have sugar magnolia snap peas on this trellis. Now I have another trellis that I'm gonna be adding over here, and I will be putting some more snap peas in this bed as well. We have some beautiful bell. Yeah, these things are producing like crazy. Got peppers all over it. And this was supposed to be a giant chocolate, but obviously it's not a giant chocolate. I have no idea what it is. It looks very similar to my hot cherries. The only difference is the right side up. And right there, you have another giant red bell pepper. So we'll take you over to this side here. Red raspberry. We have a blackberry here. We have another golden raspberry here. This is another blackberry. Here's another golden raspberry. We have a red raspberry on the end here. And right here we have one of the hottest peppers in the world. And this is the Carolina Reaper. Look how ugly that is. So I have some bok choy coming up, along with some more sugar daddy peas. Fill this bed up with some good compost, and then that's where I'm going to be planting my elephant garlic. We're going to break out our neem oil and give a good spray of everything now that we're transitioning from the summer going into the fall. So we want to give our plants a good start going into the fall. We're going to have 4 bok choys. It'll be like a triangle there. And here is another one of the Carolina Reapers, and that is one ugly pepper. And if you know anything about peppers, that's not what you want. Right here we have some more sweetie tomatoes. Here we have some Ozark Everbearing strawberries. They used to be on the other side, and all of these started from 4 plants. Now here is another one of my little contraptions or little projects that I put together. If you've ever seen an overhead door in a warehouse, that's what the bottom of this is. This is the cover for an overhead door that I've repurposed. Put me a nice little ledge around it, and I'm going to be planting my California giant strawberries in this. So I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me today and going through my little garden walkthrough for the month of October. All of you who have been here supporting me from day one, as well as my new subscribers, growing out the box.